When we think of islands, we picture tropical escapes, warm sand, clear water, an easy breeze. But scientifically speaking, an island is entirely different. It is an unforgiving quarantine zone, a highly pressurized environment cut off from the rest of the world. Take Ilha da Queimada Grande, located 90 kilometers off the coast of Brazil. The Brazilian government has made it completely illegal for humans to step foot here. In some areas, you will find up to 5 golden lancehead vipers per square meter. It is a dense, inescapable population of reptiles, armed with venom that actively melts human flesh. Or consider a landmass 3 times the size of France, floating between Hawaii and California. It has no rock, no sand, and no soil. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is an entirely artificial island, constructed from 1.8 trillion pieces of human trash. These isolated patches of land function as real-time laboratories, places where the standard rules of physics, evolution, and human logic completely break down. In November 1963, fishermen off the coast of Iceland watched the ocean boil. Over the next 4 months, a submarine volcano spewed millions of tons of lava, until a brand new piece of land breached the surface, Surtsey. It provided scientists with a sudden, blank slate environment to watch how life arrives from absolutely nowhere. Contrast that pristine birth with Barren Island in the Andaman Sea. It is a ticking volcanic bomb. The geothermal heat radiating from its subterranean magma chamber is so intense that the surrounding ocean waters sit 5 to 7 degrees hotter than anywhere else in the region. Beyond volcanic birth, geography allows for islands that migrate. Sable Island sits 300 kilometers off the coast of Canada, a 42-kilometer sandbar that has claimed over 350 ships by refusing to stay in one place. This top-down vector map illustrates exactly why it is so deadly. Relentless ocean waves and storms constantly strip sand away from the western shore and deposit it on the eastern side. Because of this erosion cycle, the entire island inches 200 meters east every single year. Navigational charts from even a decade ago become death traps. These anomalies prove the Earth is an active engine, violently reshaping its surface and rendering human borders useless. When geography isolates a place perfectly, biology stands perfectly still. Look at Ball's Pyramid off the coast of Australia, or Flat Island in the Indian Ocean. They are pristine biological time capsules. Because human beings and the invasive rats and cats we bring with us never managed to land on these remote rocks, the local ecosystem survived untouched. Species of reptiles and insects that were wiped out elsewhere millions of years ago still thrive in these pockets of isolation. However, this same isolation can force aggressive mutations when animals find themselves trapped in a resource-poor environment. When rising sea levels separated Snake Island from mainland Brazil thousands of years ago, the viper population was stranded with 0 ground prey. To survive, they had to hunt migratory birds. This environment forced an immediate adaptation. The snakes developed a fast-acting venom specifically engineered to melt the flesh of a bird, paralyzing it instantly so it drops out of the sky before it can fly away. Ball's Pyramid and Snake Island demonstrate the volatility of isolation. It can shield a species for millions of years or force aggressive, lethal mutations in a matter of centuries. Human presence in these remote voids often ends in failure. At Palmyra Atoll, deep in the Pacific, sailors have reported strange hallucinations and violent paranoia, behaviors that may be tied to neurotoxins found in the island's unique soil bacteria. Navigational technology often fails alongside human intuition. In 1937, Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan attempted to locate Howland Island, a flat speck of coral just 1.6 kilometers wide. Searching for that geographic needle in the Pacific haystack cost them their lives. This pattern extends to the Bermuda Triangle. On December 5, 1945, 5 heavily equipped Navy torpedo planes, known as Flight 19, vanished in clear weather. The 13-man rescue planes sent to find them vanished exactly the same way. This cross-section diagram highlights one of the leading explanations: internal waves. These are 100-foot walls of water rolling deep beneath a deceptively calm surface. Combined with rare hexagonal cloud formations that generate 270 km/h winds, these localized weather anomalies can swallow vessels instantly. The immense USS Cyclops disappeared in these waters with 309 people aboard. No distress signal, no wreckage, no oil slick. Earth's isolated zones remain hostile to our presence. Between localized magnetic storms and vast empty distances, our most advanced hardware and our minds simply stop functioning there. We have explored islands born of underwater fire, land masses dragged across the ocean by storms, and isolated rocks ruled by ancient biology. But the most terrifying anomaly on Earth is the one we built by accident. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch now covers 1.6 million square kilometers. That is half the size of India, floating freely in the ocean. This map shows the ocean's gyres, massive circular currents acting as inescapable vortexes, pulling discarded plastic into a concentrated center. But it isn't just floating, it's degrading. The trash fractures into microplastics, where marine bacteria colonize the debris. We've birthed a toxic microecosystem. The volcanic peaks and sandbars we've seen show how the planet creates and protects life through isolation. But the Great Pacific Garbage Patch proves a different truth. In the modern age, true natural isolation is extinct. Even in the ocean's deepest, most remote voids, our destructive footprint has already washed ashore.